Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, January 20th, 2015, and this is Jennifer. We're going to try to make this one kind of short today because I have been under the weather and I'm really tired. So we're just going to get right to it and I'm going to share with you guys what I did last week. First, I want to show you my updated UFO list for 2015. It is right here. This is it. You guys might have seen a picture of it online. I did find one more thing that I forgot to add to the list, so I actually have 11 instead of 10. I did not include the Paper Piecing Vintage Signature Quilt, which I extended the deadline to that for that to January the 31st, so I'm not going to put it together till after this month. But it technically is a UFO from last year because I started collecting those blocks in 2014. And I will hopefully get that piece before the end of this year, and I just tacked it on the list because I really do want to get that done. As you can see, I put a giant No More UFOs symbol at the bottom of my list because I'd really like to go into next year with a list that's about this long instead of this long. Speaking of my UFO list, you can see on my design wall that I have Froggie in progress. He is, I believe, number 2 on my UFO list. And this center piece, I actually put more of this background fabric. I did a border around that, did a green border around that, this green stripy fabric, and then I put a top and bottom of more of the background fabric that's here, and that makes a nice rectangular quilt. I just need some backing fabric and I'll get that quilted for Linus. Speaking of quilting, my free motion quilting, that is, my regular sewing machine is in the shop getting its spa treatment, getting all cleaned up and whatever it needs to run nice and smoothly. It'd been a while, so it really needed that. And in the meantime, I'm using my backup machine, which is a Singer 301A. So the machine was made like, I don't even know, into the 40s, beginning of the 50s. I have it written down somewhere. And while I have it, that's what I pieced the borders with for this on. And why I'm looking down is I did a couple of just little sample pieces to see if I could still free motion quilt on it. I did do some free motion quilting on it ages ago, but I'm very used to having an extension table and having some of the bells and whistles that my Baby Lock machine has. And for those of you not familiar with the 301A, it is straight stitch only. It's an entirely mechanical machine. It's a little powerhouse and it works, but I just hadn't used it for free motion quilting in a really long time. So I did do that and it did work, and I did make 2 little pot holders. I'm not showing you the one in the back because I've already used them and it's a little bit dirty. So anyway, so it did work out, and I might try something bigger, but I'm going to have to improvise an extension table because I had a hard time holding on to the fabric. They were actually a little bigger. I cut them down. I had a hard time holding on to it without something out on this side while I was free motion quilting. The Project of Doom continues to truck forward. We are in our 3rd week. The 3rd week will post tomorrow, and for those of you that are quilting along with us, I think you're going to really enjoy tomorrow. I have not 1 but 2 options for you that are not from the original quilt. This was week 2. It's very simple. I did the original week 2 block, and the only real option on this one was that you could make these spaces also books. Didn't really change that pattern much. I'm gonna guesstimate that probably 60% of the quilt has other options, maybe a little bit more now. I'm still working on, I'm way ahead of you guys, but I'm still working on some of the updates. I've had a lot of people ask me what I'm changing. I'm not going to tell you that. It's more fun if you don't know. So if you want to play along with this, the Project of Doom is being hosted on fandomandstitches.com. We have a Facebook group. All of that information will be in the description. Just click on Fandom and Stitches and go there, and there's a banner that says Project of Doom Harry Potter bookcase quilt along. So you may have noticed in my intro for this video that my Talk to Me Tuesday intro for this year looks awfully like a quilt. And if you'll watch into the credits at the end, you'll see my website addresses also look awfully like a quilt. Those are taken from a brand new pattern set that I have just released called QWERTY Alphabet. And this pattern set has 56 patterns, It's the entire alphabet, 0 through 9, and lots of fun characters that you would find on your keyboard. And the reason I threw those in there is, I don't know about you guys, but I like my emoticons, I like my colon and parentheses, smiley faces and things like that, and I thought that would be a really fun addition. Another thing that you can do is if you have a Twitter or you have an Instagram, you do @ whatever your name is. So like for Instagram, I'm So Hooked Jen. So @So Hooked Jen is my Instagram, @So Hooked is my Twitter. So I can use those to create signs, to make cushions, to do whatever. This originated when we were working on Mikey's quilt last year and I designed letters for his name. So originally I just had the letters from Mikey's name. They sat in my design software, which is EQ7, for several months, and I kept thinking, you know, I should do the entire alphabet because I really like the way those letters turned out. So I finally did. I did all those over the break and had those done to share with you guys. And I have, anyway, it's a huge pattern set. It's 56 6-inch patterns for $9. So, and I also include in the pattern a link to my tutorial on enlarging and reducing patterns. So if you want a 10-inch block, you can find out how to do that and take just that one letter that you want to reduce or enlarge, and you can do that. So Linus was this past weekend, and for the first time in months, we were not horribly short, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Our volunteers really came through for us. We had, we were 2 blankets short of our request list, which is much better than, I think it was November, we were 200 and something blankets short, and it was painful. It was 240 blankets, and it was really painful. And last month it was like 40 or 50 blankets. So 2 short I can handle. It's a lot easier on myself and the other ladies that pack for distribution when we know that we're filling the needs of all the kids in crisis in Central Texas. So I want to thank everybody that shared quilt blocks, that shared quilt tops, that sent quilts and afghans and granny squares and whatever you sent. It all helps. And I want to address that really quick because this comes up a lot. I do accept orphan blocks, any size, any color, any theme. I do accept, I'm still doing Stars for Linus, which is 12-inch star blocks, 12.5-inch finished with a light background and bright colors. And that's any star quilt blocks. They just need to be 12.5 inches unfinished. And I take Project of Doom blocks. Project of Doom blocks, I just say, I'll take any Project of Doom blocks, but if you're making them specifically for me, light background, bright colored books, and that just makes it easier for me to pull a whole quilt together. I've actually created a photo album on my Flickr that is UFOs, Star for Linus, and Project of Doom quilts made from all the blocks that you guys have sent me. I still need to go through all of my pictures and make sure that I have them all in that album, but I'm working on that just because I know that you guys like to see the results of all of these things that you've donated, and sometimes I lose track of who gave me what because I have so many blocks that I don't necessarily remember who sent them in, and I don't know to tag you. So I'm going to try to put them all in this one photo album so you can go see if any of your blocks show up in the quilts. They will eventually. I wait till I have enough and then I make a quilt top. I think the last thing I want to remind you guys is, remember, if you are Talk to Me Tuesday, or post your video in the Talk to Me Tuesday live journal group for a chance to win an awesome prize from Alia. If you still want to sign up for a prize, let me know and I will share the link for the spreadsheet with you guys. If I remember, I will put it in the description of my video on live journal. And that's going to be it. Sorry guys, I'm wiped and I think I need to go take a nap now. So I will see you guys later. Bye.